Hello, Countsake here, back with another Minecraft video. Today, I'm finally going to do the tutorial on the 6x6 slime block door. And here's the opening, the closing. Here's the opening. I might go a little quickly today because I am in a rush a bit. Okay, so here it is. It's 2 wide by 13 long by 15 tall, which would be in total of a volume of 330. And yeah, here are the items you'll need. The hay bale can be any item as long as a dropper can use it. It can even be dirt, grass, a banana if there was one. You can use a cake, anything. Just as long as it's an item. It doesn't even have to be unstackable. But yeah, let's get on to the tutorial. Alright, starting from your door frame, you're gonna want to do is put seeds and blocks like so, and sticky pistons on the bottom. Then over on the side, sticky pistons off to the side. And since these slime blocks will come in contact with these blocks, you're going to want to make these unmovable blocks, which can also be furnaces. And on the top, you're going to also want to do the same thing, except this side also needs that stuff, and you also don't want to do this. And I'm pretty sure you're going to continue this hallway, so you're probably going to want to do that too. But I'm just going to show what is required for the door. So I'm going to fill in this and that. And yes, that is necessary, because on this side there's going to be slime blocks like so. And up here there's going to be slime blocks like so. And I'm sorry if I'm not talking that loud. I don't know if I'm talking loud enough. Make sure that there's some space under these sticky pistons, because that is not the bottom of the door, and that's basically the entire setup for this. Now on to the blue circuit. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little quickly right here. I need a lever. Okay, the blue circuit is the top. So let's just place this stuff, redstone all across like so. Lever right there. I get rid of the lever. Block there. 4-tick repeater. I'm sorry if I'm going fast. Then redstone like so. Over here, you're gonna want to do is place a 2-tick repeater with some blocks like so. Make sure that's on an unmovable block. Place a block right there and a normal piston facing downwards. And we'll use that later for the bottom extension. And on this side, you're gonna want to do is place blocks like so. And then 3-tick repeater, redstone dust block, and that should be that red side. But we're going to continue that part later on. Okay, over on this side, you're going to want to do is place a block right there. 4-tick repeater, 2-tick repeater. Let me get out something. Maybe I should raise the tone of my voice. Okay, so place blocks like so, redstone all across up on the top, and in this place you're gonna place block right there, block right there, block right there, and it doesn't matter which side the redstone is on. You can do it like this, but as long as it's not on this is not on the same block, you can do that. Yeah, I just prefer doing it like this just because that's how I usually do it. And then over here, you're gonna want to do is place blocks like so with a half slab like that, block, stuff like that. And I believe if you want it in sync, you're gonna need at least a 2-tick repeater. Yeah, okay, I was correct on that. And yeah, this should be your entire side and this top part. And now for this bottom part, which I'm just going to push back up and stop doing. Okay, so we're gonna want to do redstone block. There's going to be a purple circuit, which I would consider is the bottom over here. These bottom there. And then you're gonna do is place blocks like so. Make sure that it's aligned up with this one. On the side, you're gonna want to do is place a 2-tick repeater, and here 2 blocks, and like here. No. Like this, and like that. And over here, we're gonna place a 4-tick repeater, stuff like so. And that should be most of it done. You'll continue the purple circuit later, but yeah. We're gonna go on to up here. Which then you're gonna want to do is place a sticky piston facing in that direction with a redstone block on its face. I'm sorry, like I apologize again for being a little fast because I'm a little bit in a rush here. So then I'm gonna want to do is place some blocks like so, redstone on top. I know this is kind of like my fastest tutorial ever. Place an unmovable block with a redstone on top. The redstone on top? No. Okay, so then you're gonna want to do is place a piston right there with it next to a sticky piston with a redstone block, just so this thing would update. This is just so this thing can update, and you can't really have it up here due to this half slab, and it will be powered on all the time. So you're gonna have to deal with it like this. Okay. I'll let you catch your breath for a moment, because I have to admit that is fast. I have never done something so fast in my entire tutorial ever, whenever I've done a tutorial. But yeah, I'm so sorry that was so fast. Well, anyway, well, yet again, you probably would have been pausing like crazy, and I understand. I know how that feels. So yeah, let's just continue on. So I'm gonna do blocks like so with a 4-tick repeater like so. I'll slow down a bit for you. Okay. Now place a block like so with a redstone there. Sticky piston face it downwards with a block of redstone on it. You're gonna want to get is some stuff like this. I don't need this on blocks anymore. I don't need you anymore. Wait, no, oh yeah, okay. Then what you want to do is next to that redstone block, you're going to place a hopper in this direction. And I'll explain a little later why you need that to be. Then right here, you're going to want to do is place a block right there, and then go down like so, like this. 4-tick repeater over here. I'm going to do a 2-tick repeater, and like so, and redstone all the way like so. If I power this right now, like if I were to power this top part, you might, well, obviously it failed because I forgot to include something very important. But you're gonna want, okay, to finish off the double extension, the extension for the double, there you just place that block, and then place that. That is basically your double extension, and this needs to be a hopper because since hoppers act like a half slab, like this would normally cause a block update. As you can tell, it's not updating, but it's completely under. And let me recreate this by using solid blocks. So if I power this, it's powered, and if I remove it, it update again. Yeah, so on and so forth. That's why I use a hopper. But since the slime block comes up to this point, hoppers are unmovable blocks, you could say, and yeah, they're also useful storage. So now let's move on. So what we're going to do is place a block there with a repeater on 1-tick, block like so, a torch, hopper, dropper, and get out a comparator, and over off to the side you're going to do this. Place any item, which could be the hay bale. And then I'm just going to retract this now. Yeah. So, and to finally complete the whole entire door, the only thing left if you just flicked your lever right now would be the bottom. This one would be extended, and that is because this thing, um, the, this top part would be extended down like this. So, in order to do that, we need to power this. This was the only way I could figure out how to power the bottom, at least with making it at least this side, or making it too wide and at least this long. So yeah, this is my only way I knew how to do it. I had to use a part of the wall, at least this side. So yeah, so let's go down here. So to power this, all we need to do is block, redstone, and in the middle one, place a 3-tick repeater, so it should look like that. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't do a little bit of explaining, but yeah, I should have done a little more explaining, but we'll get into that. And as you can see, if we open the door, close the door, it works. And if we open it, there you go, it works. So yeah, I pretty much explained the double. Well, let me explain the top here. So basically, when you flick this lever, the first thing it will do is that that this redstone gets powered, and obviously, and the second thing that happens is that this one gets powered, and the last thing that happens is that this one gets powered. So, but since this cannot power this piston up like so, it would power like this, and it would just very quickly power like so. And what's great is that this is already the opening sequence you need for the door. So if I place a redstone block right there, and yeah, whoops, maybe get an unmovable block right now, place that. So right now, as you can see, that is the top, the whole entire top. That's all you need. But the only problem is, in my previous, in all of my slime block doors, you would need at least some delay between, what needs to happen first is that this thing has to power, then this can be powered. The sides have to be the top and bottom have to be fully extended, or not fully extended, at least these two rows have to be extended in order for this to extend out, and that's basically how it works. But obviously in the opening, what needs to happen first is that this thing needs to retract, then this can go. This is what this 2-tick repeater leading up into this is for. It can honestly, I believe it can even be a 1-tick repeater. Yes, it can. But to make it more in sync with the bottom, I put it as a 2-tick repeater. But it's up to you on what you want. So yeah. And the side is pretty explanatory. This powers this, and this piston updates this piston, which is receiving an update from this. And then yeah, same thing here. This is getting powered. This updates this piston, and over here we have the same thing. This powers up, and the final bottom two are extended and retracted, and that's pretty much that side. This is a double. Now, this bottom part is pretty explanatory itself. Like I said, the only way I could figure out to make a compact way of reaching this bottom part was doing this. So when this powers, it does this. It almost has the same exact, it has pretty much the same exact motion as the top. This one is the one that will be powered last, but extends first, then everything else extends. And this is obviously already the opening as well. So yeah, it's able to fully retract and extend and retract, all with just this little tiny circuit. You don't even need this bottom part, but that bottom part is just to So actually, well, you do need it, but it's just that it's not required in the extensions of the pistons and stuff, sticky pistons and stuff. So yeah, yeah. What else can I say? Oh yes. Since this top part can be quite extended for like some time, it may take some time that this bottom one to be to shoot it back up. So this thing needs a 3-tick repeater. So I believe there needs to be at least one more delay than this top one. But I believe I'll leave it as this, because I believe that's how much you actually do need, and you can test it on your own time, and I'm not gonna test it myself. Oh yeah, so how does this basically work? I'll tell you this redstone wire powers this, then this powers this, then this powers that. Simple, and that's it. That's basically that whole entire bottom. The side is quite, I don't know how you say it, but it uses a double pulse, or I don't know, I forgot what this thing was called, but it gives up 2 pulses every time you do this. So if I did this, it would give out this thing, and it would also power this thing. And then if I unpower it, it would do the retraction. So yeah, that's pretty much how it does. It gives a 1-tick pulse to this, which immediately powers this, but then it also gives the signal through, and it does. Oops. And then it gives a 1-tick pulse to this, which fires the double. Let me try this. So I'll take it. I'll just get rid of that. Basically, what happens is that the problem is if this gets powered before this bottom part, as you can tell, it broke. So what I had to do is power this bottom piston first. So that's why this is immediately redstone going right down here, because then from there it can do the double extend, like so, like that. And then, since, like I said, this thing is a half slab, it can power like that. And it doesn't matter how long. And what's great, and I had some problems, it was dealing with updates and this thing, yeah. So I had to deal with that. I didn't have to deal with it that much in this one because this thing was there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah, then this one receives the longest pulse. The reason why it's not like this is because apparently this would be the thing where all of this pretty much instantly retracts. It would be the equivalent of a double piston extension, but like this. It would be equivalent to something like this. You could see it extend and stuff, but you would see it like instantly retract. And that was basically the problem with that, so I had to put it as this. So yeah. And obviously this final part is pretty explanatory. This torch here powers this dropper, which then puts the item into the hopper. It powers, and then it gives a signal. The comparator senses the item inside the hopper, and it gives about a 3.5-tick pulse. Then the item goes down, and the final retraction is here. But there's one more retraction that had to be made, and that is this. This 4-tick repeater is needed so that it can so that when it retracts this, it would be able to retract that. So yeah, so yeah, that's basically the side, how it works. It's actually quite simple if you think about it. Just this 4-tick repeater needs to be on 4 ticks, because all this delay and that stuff makes sure this piston has to go at least down 1 before this top piston over here can what is it called? Retract this thing. So yeah, that's basically all I can explain. I used this to do this part because I found it the most easy to do that, because it just, I don't know, I just found it the easiest way to power this piston, because you can just right away, it's already at the bottom, and then yeah. Okay, so this is pretty much okay. So let me do a little bit explaining of this thing. In order for the amount of time it takes for this top part to extend, at least this much, is how much it pretty much says. To at least 6 repeater takes to at least do that. And if you're still confused on why it can still extend, here's why. Let me just extend all these pistons just so I don't get any problems. Well, it's not like it's exactly, but you can actually power this, but these are slowly pushing over to these blocks, but they're not exactly in this spot yet. So but you would actually end up, you would see it like, oh, wouldn't that stop the slime blocks then? But the thing is that this thing extends first, but then this thing is still pushing out these blocks, and then by the time this thing is finished extending, these things would, this side would also have finished extending, and these are now in place, you could say. Yeah, you probably would need to know quite a bit of zero-tick pulses to understand what I just said, but yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna, that's pretty much it, all I can really say about this door. So if you just really wanted to continue this hallway, this is all the obsidian blocks you're gonna need. So you're gonna pretty much need an extra 12 unmovable blocks to finish off the frame, and that's basically it. So thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed. Okay. Before I end it off, I would like to say I'm sorry for not uploading that much. It's because I've been recently been uploading Geometry Dash, but I felt like maybe I should post some Minecraft and maybe do a tutorial or something. But the thing is that I was like, I kind of had I was quite busy, and right now I'm kind of, yeah. Well, I probably should end it off right here, but let me just tell you this very quickly. I just wanted to do, I'm working on a little project. It is a redstone collab. I'm just working on something. I hope you guys would really like it. I hope you guys will like it. But yeah, that's why I also haven't been uploading, is because I've been working on some other stuff for future stuff. And I'm sorry to say I'm working on my 100. By the way, that special thing is going to be my 100 subscriber special, and I know I'm quite late on that. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, and that's pretty much all I have to say. And I know my voice kind of sounds a little different. I don't know why, but I'm not speaking as loudly, maybe, or that yeah, maybe I'm just not speaking as loudly. I'm just very slightly talking. But yeah, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.